Me also. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Jaya Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Jaya Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Chaitanya Jaya Jaya Dvaita Jaya Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Jaya Gaurani, Jaya Gaurani, Om Shamad Brahmansa Parivrajacharya Dharshana Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON founder Acharya Deputy founder Acharya Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Ashtottara Shata Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद नामचारि श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरापुरी धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, गंगा मैया की, यमुना मैया की, भक्ति देवी की, श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, ग्रंथराज श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की, श्री नित्यानंद प्रभु की, Ithai Gaura Premanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale, Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Ekanamine, Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatya Deshatarine. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथ साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to our continuation from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Last time we discussed fourth chapter, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. As Srila Prabhupada said, anybody who reads these 7 chapters of Adi-lila, first 7 chapters, he will never leave ISKCON because of philosophical deviation. He will be very thorough in philosophical understanding. Very powerful it is given. Later on in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Ray's discussion, there will be Rasika Tattva, that also will be discussed. And also a lot of philosophy is there in Rupa Shiksha, 19th chapter of Madhya-lila, and the 5 chapters, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th of Madhya-lila only, Sanatan Shiksha. That is also very powerful. But this is very grounding, very powerful. So we are proceeding. 4 chapters are over. Now 5th, 6th, and 7th. 7th some pastime will come. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivering, not delivering exactly, little first part of his interaction with Prakashananda Saraswati in Varanasi. But otherwise these 7 chapters are very powerful. Though we are not able to go through entire text purports, but I request you to daytime maybe, if you read what we are skipping part of the purport, I'm just highlighting few points of the purport, and it will be nice. Your reading also will get over. How many of you read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita once at least? Nobody has read. So with this it will be done. Slow but steady. By drop, mix into an ocean. Your reading of Chaitanya Charitamrita could be completed. You could go faster than our speed also, but at least with this speed. So fifth chapter, the glories of Lord Nityananda Balram. Preparation for our upcoming Nityantrodashi, just in February, 4 or 5 months. So this chapter is one of the biggest chapters. Certainly, a lot of philosophy. Has around 235 verses. Let's see how many months it takes. Humble beginning today. Summary Prabhupada says the material energy exists on the other side of the cosmos ocean without touching it. As the source of the material elements, the material energy is known as Pradhan. The material energy is not the original cause of the material manifestation. The transcendental glance of Mahavishnu over material nature produces that cosmic manifestation. This will discuss. First six verses are about obeisances and prayers. And first verse is obeisance to Nityananda Prabhu. Please repeat. Vande Ananto Adbhutaishwaryam Shri Nityanandam Ishwaram Yassechaya Tatswarupam Agyo Agyenapi Nirupyate. Let me offer my obeisances to Lord Sri Nityananda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose opulence is wonderful, unlimited. By his will, even a fool can understand his identity. So, two adjectives are used in glorification of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Adbhutam and Anantam. Vande Ananta Adbhuta Ishwaryam. Adbhut is wonderful. Adbhut and Ananta, unlimited. His opulence is wonderful and unlimited. And even a fool can understand his identity. So we are all fools. At least we should think like that. We are thinking like that, you are in safe zone. Anytime you think you are great, you drown in the material world. You will be finished. Your bhakti is destroyed at least that moment. But if you understand, and if it is not just to be thought of, it's a fact. If you are having little knowledge, then you understand you are a fool. Rather, you are a fool number one. And when you have ignorance, you think I know everything. It's exactly opposite. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrindi. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, and all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ये षट श्लोके कहिला कृष्ण चैतन्य महिमा पंच श्लोके कही नित्यानंद तत्व सीमा. I have described the glory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya in 6 verses. Now in 5 verses I shall describe the glory of Lord Nityananda. So first was offering obeisances to Lord's incarnations and devotees. Then first 6 verses, next 6 verses are about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So 1 plus 6, 7. Now next 5 are about Nityananda Prabhu. How many? 7 plus 5, 12. Then 2 are about Advaita Acharya, I believe. 14. And 1 is about Panchatattva. No, not 15. 14 are there. Somewhere something went wrong. Maybe he is including the first verse also, which we are putting separately. About Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are 5 verses exclusively. But the first verse also he takes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he says Vande Shri Gurun. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Ishwaram. I think he has Shri Chaitanya Sadnyakam. Remember Lord himself, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So that also he has included. So that way correct. So 6, you can say 1 plus 5. First verse about obeisances to her, then 5 about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that makes it 6. Next 5 verses are about Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu. That makes it 11. Then 2 verses about Advaita Acharya, 13. And 1 verse about Panchatattva, 14. Yeah, the Mangalacharan. So we'll be discussing 5 verses in this chapter. So 4th and 5th is about identity of Lord Balram. Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan Ahara Dvitiya Deha Shri Balaram. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balram is his second body. Dvitiya Deha. Prabhupada in purport says the forms that have unlimited potency are called Swamsha, and forms that have limited potencies, the living entities, are called Vibhinnamsha. So two types of expansions of the Lord, Swamsha and Vibhinnamsha. You have heard Swamsha are direct expansions, Vishnu's. Vibhinnamshas are living entities. Ekai Swarupa hai Bhinna Matra Adya Kaya Vyuha Adya Kaya Vyuha Krishna Lila Rasahai. These two are one and the same identity. Which two? Krishna and Balram are one and the same identity. They differ only in form. One is monsoon season cloud, dark complexion, Krishna, and the other one is spring season cloud, white in complexion, Balram. They differ only in form. Lord Balram is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental instincts. As the first expansion of Godhead, Balram is the chief deity among the first quadruple forms, and he is the foremost assistant of Sri Krishna in his transcendental activities. Now, identity of Lord Nityananda. Say Krishna Navadvipe, Shri Chaitanya Chandra, Say Balarama, Sange Shri Nityananda. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadvip as Lord Chaitanya, and Balram appeared with him as Lord Nityananda. So 6 verses are covered. Now 7th verse, what is part of Mangalacharan, now he is quoting it again. It is about Lord Nityananda, the source of 5 expansions. Sankarashanaha karanotoshayi Garbhodashayi cha payogdishayi Sheshascha yasyam sakalaha sa Nityanandakhya Ramaha Sharanam Samamapta Mamastu. Sorry for mispronunciation. I am reading Bangla, and because of gap, I sometimes tend to forget the word how to read it. But I think you take it in proper spirit. May Shri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Nityananda Akhyaramaha Sharanam Mamastu. I take his shelter. May Shri Nityananda Ram be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshan, Seshanag, and 3 Vishnus. The Vishnus who lie on the Karan ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions, and the portions of his plenary portions. So 5 expansions of him. Which are they? Sankarshan, Seshanag, and 3 Vishnus. 3 Vishnus you know anyway. As if they are your friends. But anybody who knows 3 Vishnus, he is liberated. Anijñatva vimuchyate. Vishnustu trini rupani. So you have heard many times. Because you know these 3, you will be liberated for sure. Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami has recorded this verse in his diary to offer his respectful obeisances to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So he has taken as it is there. 8 to 11th are about 7th verse explanation. This only. So one by one he'll take verse and he'll elaborate. So this seems to be short explanation, but some of the verses will have long explanation. Sri Balarama Gosai Mula Sankarshana Pancharupa Dhari Harena Krishna Raseva. This is about Lord Balram. Lord Balram is the original Sankarshan, Mula Sankarshan. He assumes five other forms to serve Lord Krishna. So he is different. He is Mula Sankarshan only. Then him Sankarshan will come. And then that Sankarshan will be in Vaikuntha world. He will explain it. Now four other forms, in four forms, and tell. Apane karena Krishna Lila Rasahaya Srishti Lila Karya Kare Dhari Chari Kaya. He himself helps in the pastimes of Lord Krishna and he does the work of creation in four other forms. In the form of Lord Shishya is explained. Srushtadika Seva Tara Agyara Palana Shesharupe Kare Krishnera Vividha Sevana. He executes the orders of Lord Krishna in the work of creation and in the form of Lord Shesha he serves Krishna in various ways. So Mahasankarshan is in Vaikuntha world. His name is, that Sankarshan was told earlier, his name technically you can say Mahasankarshan. And then three Vishnus and Shesha. Balram himself is called as Mula Sankarshan. But then the quadruple expansion is called as Mahasankarshan. The three Vishnus. Shesha is called Ananta or unlimited because he assists the personality of Godhead in his unlimited expansions by performing an unlimited variety of services. So unlimited expansions in through unlimited services. So that's why it's called as Ananta. Shesha is only called Ananta. 11, 12 are about Balram is Nityananda. Sarvarupe Aswadaye Krishna Sevanande Saibala Rama Gaura Sange Nityananda. In all the forms he tests the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna. That same Balram is Lord Nityananda, the companion of Lord Gaur Sundar. Saptama Shlokera Artha Richari Shloke Yate Nityananda Tattva Jane Sarva Loke. I have explained the seventh verse in four subsequent verses. By these verses, all the world can know the truth about Lord Nityananda. So 8, 9, 10, 11. In these four verses, he explained the seventh verse, which is seventh verse only here. Seventh verse of Mangalacharan is the seventh verse quoted in this chapter, and that he explained in four verses 8, 9, 10, 11. In 12, he summarized saying that through this four verses explanation, seventh verse explanation through four verses, all the world can know the truth about Lord Nityananda. So what he has told in this, he has this expansion in the Balram. He serves Krishna in different ways. Then he has other five expansions, and that is Mool Sankarshan, original Sankarshan. But he only expands into this total five to serve the Lord. In various ways he serves. And he takes pleasure in serving the Lord. Krishna Sevananda. He only has come as Nityananda Balram. It was now. Mayatite Vyapi Vaikuntha Loke Purneshwarya Shri Chaturvyuha Madhye Rupam Yasyodbhati Sankarshanakshyam Tam Shri Nityananda Ramam Prapadde. I surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Ram, who is known as Sankarshan in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Lok, far beyond the material creation. Purport. This is a verse from Sri Swarup Damodar Goswami's diary. This 8th of the 14 verses of Mangalacharan. So this is also from Swarup Damodar Goswami's diary only. You can see two verses have been, 7th also, 8th. Both have been taken from Swarup Damodar Goswami's diary. So what is told in 8th verse? Mayatite Vyapi Vaikuntha Loke. Beyond this realm of Maya is Vaikuntha Loka. And Purna Aishwarya Shri Chaturvyuha Madhye. There Lord Nityananda Ram is known as Sankarshan, midst of the Chaturvyuha. And he possesses full opulences. Aishwarya. Rupam Yasyad Bhati Sankarshanakyam. Now 14 to 49 is the explanation of this 8th verse. Now you can see this is very elaborate, isn't it? 14 to 49 means around 30 verses, around 31 maybe. So, and that is Sankarshan in the Chaturvyuha is explained. In that 14 to 31 is description of Paravyoma. Paravyoma is also to be described. Spiritual sky. 14-15 is Paravyoma directly. Prakrutira para Paravyoma name dhama Krishna vigraha aiche vibhutyadi gunavana. Beyond the material nature lies the realm known as Paravyom, the spiritual sky. Like Lord Krishna himself, it possesses all transcendental attributes, such as the 6 opulences. That is beyond. Now we'll start with certainly philosophy. So in the purport Prabhupada says, empiric philosophers unable to go beyond these elements is Mahatattva, the sense, all these 24 elements, speculate that anything beyond them must be avyakta or inexplicable. But the world beyond the 24 elements is not non-inexplicable. For it is explained in the Bhagavad Gita as the eternal Sanatan nature. Parastatmastu bhavotnyu vyoktat avyakta parat sanatanaha. Yasu sarveshu bhuteshu nashyashu na vinashyati. So there is a transcendental world also beyond our sensory perception. To sensory perception, these 24 elements only can be analyzed. Empiricists, empirical philosophy. And because they have no idea, the facility to know anything beyond, so they say this is it. Beyond this is avyakta, is unexplicable. It cannot be explained, but it can be explained. Krishna speaks so many things about the spiritual world also, and about Brahma Jyoti and so many things. Beyond the manifested and unmanifested existence of material nature, Vyakta, Avyakta is the Sanatan nature, which is called the Paravyom or the spiritual sky. Since that nature is spiritual in quality, there are no qualitative differences there. Everything there is spiritual, everything is good, and everything possesses the spiritual form of Sri Krishna himself. No dualities there. Dualities are in this material world only. So there everything is good only, like this. We can get some idea of that spiritual sky by comparison to the material sky, or the rays of the sun in the material sky can be compared to the Brahma Jyoti, the glowing rays of the personality of Godhead. In Brahma Jyoti, there are unlimited Vaikuntha planets which glow many times greater than that of the sun. So in this sunlight also we can see so many particles are there, dust particles particularly. When we in childhood you might have seen the window is closed but some hole is there in window. So through that some sun ray comes. And in that sun ray you will find how many dust particles? Millions in one sense. Yeah? They're all filled with. And then you may blow it off. We play with it. We used to play with it. So like that in Brahma Jyoti so many planets are floating. And there are many times spiritual and therefore self-luminous with a glow many times greater than that of the sun. So sun also derives its what you call illuminating power from Brahma Jyoti only. Just the speck he derives. That's how it is. So Brahmajyoti, you can imagine how much more dazzling, fulgent must it be. In the highest region of the spiritual sky is the planet called Krishna Lok, which has three divisions, namely Dwarka, Mathura, and Golok. And Navadvip is also there in that. To an ignorant man, everything is a mystery for want of sufficient knowledge. The kingdom of God is not a myth. Even the material planets which float over our heads in the millions and billions are still a mystery to the ignorant. Isn't it? So many planets are there. Here also we have no idea. So many stars. Like in the night you see so many stars. Can if I point out, what is that? What will you say? Star. What is that? Star. What is that? It is all different things are there. So we hardly know anything. Our Chandrayaan 3, what happened? Slept or what there? What is it doing? Doing nothing? Got frozen? Got rusted or what? Is it came back or not? Huh? Became permanent residence? Root. Roof. The surface. How long? We'll die. Anyway, that is useless. We have complete idea. In every planet, there is as much material variegatedness as we find in our own planet. Without going to any other planets where our Chandrayaan 3, 4, 5, 300, 400, 500, 3000 will never. That's what they will do. No? Chandrayaan 1, Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3, and what? Chandrayaan 4, Chandrayaan 5. Higher version, outdated, upgraded, whatever it is. But they will never be able to know about Kinnar Lok, Charan Lok, Swarga Lok. But we know everything, or many things. Not everything is not need not be needed. The girls there we know. Tilottama, Menka, Rambha, Urvashi, Urvachitti, Marisha, so many. Then the demigods also, Indra, Chandra, Vayu, Varun, Ganesh, Alakilyas, and how many of them. So without going there, we know so much. And they are also blessing us in our spiritual endeavor because they are very happy. We are doing that thing, but in Chandrayaan 3, if at all you find out something, then people are eager to go there. It's a big problem. And what is there? Can't have access to the whole thing there. The spiritual or the higher gradation of that planet cannot be accessed by human beings by this mechanical arrangement of going there. Even Trishanku was not allowed entrance in sort of. So now when not when if at all they go there, they find it's all dusty planet and some rock. That rock also what he'll do. He'll beat one scientist can beat another scientist. So it is all useless. And the description of Chandralok that we find in the scriptures, they don't have how highly intelligent. Chandra's son is Buddha. How intelligent he is. That they cannot access. So many things they cannot access, but we can access here. And here, these people are eager to go there. But all those people over there, they are eager to come on planet Earth to take birth, which we already taken. They are pleased with us. They are blessing. All their power is with us, isn't it? If at all earthly beings go there, human beings there, will try to get some strength from there, here, or get there and stay there. We don't have to. Here only we are getting all their strength. Why to have unnecessary endeavors? This planet Earth is but an insignificant spot in the cosmic structure. Yet foolish men, puffed up by the false sense of scientific advancement, have concentrated their energy in the pursuit of so-called economic development on this planet, not knowing of the variegated economic facilities available on other planets. According to modern astronomy, the gravity of the moon is different from that of Earth. Therefore, one who goes to the moon will be able to pick up large weights and jump vast distances. In the Ramayana, Hanuman is described as being able to lift huge weights as heavy as hills and jump over the ocean. Modern astronomy has confirmed that this is possible. But anyway, whatever we don't know what is G is equal to there. Certainly M by second square, but value we don't know. Cannot be 9.81. But doesn't matter. Krishna has arranged whatever it has to be for the planet, the people over there. Ramavishya Bhutani Dharayami Ahamojasa. I enter in each and every planet. Hold them in the uh, ocean, in the ocean of that sky. That's why these planets are also called as dvipas, because the whole sky is compared to an ocean. And in the ocean, if there is some land, that is called as island, dvipa. So all these planets are also called as dvipas. They are floating in that ocean of sky. The disease of the modern civilized man is his disbelief of everything in the revealed scriptures. Faithless non-believers cannot make progress in spiritual realization, for they cannot understand the spiritual potency. The small fruit of a banyan contains hundreds of seeds, and in each seed is the potency to produce another banyan tree with the potency to produce millions of more of such fruits. We have to gather knowledge from the right source. Indeed, in reality, we can get knowledge only from the Vedic sources. In the four Vedas, with their supplementary Puranas, the Brahma, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and their corollaries, which are known as Smritis, are all authorized sources of knowledge. If we are at all to gather knowledge, we must gather it from these sources without hesitation. So our basics. With Pratyaksha Anuman, we cannot reach the conclusion. So, Shabda Praman. Revealed knowledge may, in the beginning, be unbelievable because of our paradoxical desire to verify everything with our tiny brains. But the speculative means of attaining knowledge is always imperfect. The perfect knowledge propounded in the revealed scriptures is confirmed by the great acharyas who have left ample commentations upon them. None of these acharyas has disbelieved in the Shastras. One who disbelieves in the Shastras is an atheist, and we should not consult an atheist, however great he may be. Vedana Manila Buddha Hoila Nastik. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Anybody who rejects Vedas, Vedana Manila, Buddha rejected Vedas, so Hoila Nastik became an atheist. And that's all his followers also atheist. One who disbelieves in the Shastras is an atheist, and we should not consult an atheist, however great he may be. A staunch believer in the Shastras, all their diversities, is the right person from whom to gather real knowledge. Such knowledge may seem inconceivable in the beginning, but when put forward by the proper authority, its meaning is revealed, and then one no longer has any doubts about it. So it will take some time for us to believe scriptures fully, but slowly, by practicing ourselves only, we can deepen our faith in the scriptures. Sarvaga Ananta Vibhu Vaikuntadidham Krishna Krishna Avatarer Tahai Vishram. That Vaikuntha region is all pervading, infinite, and supreme. It is the residence of Lord Krishna and his incarnations. Paravyam is being described. All these planets are floating. Krishna resides, and other of his incarnations expansion, they all reside there. And that region is all pervading, infinite, and supreme. Svaga, going everywhere. So all pervading, Ananta, infinite, and Vibhu, supreme. Now Krishna Lok is described in 16. Hara upari bhage Krishna loka khyati Dwaraka Mathura Gokula Trividhat Vidhatve Sthiti. In the highest region of the spiritual sky is the spiritual planet called Krishna Lok. It has three divisions: Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul. So now Sri Gokul in 17th and 18th. Sarvopari Shri Gokula Vrajaloka Dham Shri Gokloka Shvetadvipa Vrindavana. Shri Gokul, the highest of all, is also called Vraja, Lok, Shvetadvip, and Vrindavan. Four names. So there it is called Golok Vrindavan. Here it is called Gokul generally. Gokul Vrindavan. We have Gokul Mahavan. But there also it is Gokul only. So here it is referred as Sri Gokul. Sarvopari, Sarva Upari, above all. And there's four names: Vraja, Golok, Shrutadip, Vrindavan. 18th. Sarvaga Ananta Vibhu Krishna Tanu Sama Uparyadho Vyapya Che Nahika Niyam. Like the transcendental body of Lord Krishna, Gokul is all pervading, infinite, and supreme. It expands both above and below without any restriction. But it said that Dham is expanding also continuously. Laju Goswami, examining the nature of Krishna's abode, refers to the Skanda Puran, which states, Ya yatha bhuvi vartante puryo bhagavatah priyaha as tatha sati santi vaikuntha tat tal leelartham adrutah. Modes of Godhead in the material world, such as Dwarka, Mathura, and Gokul, facsimile representing the abodes of Godhead in the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha Dham. So they are like duplicates. The duplicate means not having lesser potency. Duplicate many times it is said to be like less kind of like original and in Xerox photocopy. But this is not like that. This is having the same potency. Yesterday or day for our Vishrupa was telling 84 crores area was brought down here. Some other place it is said 100 crores. But whatever. 84 crores is enough for us. So relish Krishna's pastimes over here. So that is Krishna lok from there has come here. 19th, that is Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gokul on earth. Brahmande Prakashatara Krishnera Ichhaya Ekai Swarupatara Nahi Dui Kaya. That abode is manifested within this material world by the will of Lord Krishna. It is identical to that original Gokul. There are not two different bodies. They are not two different bodies. So that place, this place, no difference. There it is unlimited. Here apparently it is 84 crores. But in that 84 crores, that unlimited Gokul Dham is present. Next is Chintamani Bhumi. Chintamani Bhumi Kalpa Vrukshamayavan Charma Chakshe Dekhe Tare Prapanchera Sama. The land there is touchstone, Chintamani, whether there or here. Gokul Golok here, same. The land there is touchstone, Chintamani, and the forests abound with desire trees, Kalpavruksha. Material eyes see it as an ordinary place. That's why we should not visit Vrindavan alone. Should go with very loving devotee of the Lord, one who loves the Lord, Pranayi Bhakta. He said we can go on the surface of Vrindavan, but we cannot enter in Vrindavan without the guidance, hearing from pure devotee, spiritual master. One's spiritual vision develops proportionately to one's giving up the debased mentality of unnecessarily enjoying matter. So pure devotees are not interested in enjoying matter. They only want to serve to Krishna, Vaishnavas, Guru. So such pure devotees have overcome material conditioning who are completely spiritual. The spiritual vision has developed. With spiritual vision, one can see it's everywhere. Our Narottam Das Thakur says that Vishaya chadiya kabe chuddha habe mana kabe ham herabo Sri Vrindavan. That when one gives attachment to sense objects, then one's mind is purified. With that purified mind, Krishna and Golok Vrindavan or Golok Vrindavan can be seen. Vrindavan is not a place, Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. When mind, heart is completely purified, one can see Vrindavan everywhere. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, wherever he would travel, any forest he saw, he would be reminded of Vrindavan. Any river, he would be reminded of Yamuna. And any mountain he saw, he would be reminded of Govardhan. So you see this mountain over here, small, and immediately you can be reminded of Govardhan. If you are Krishna conscious, if you are climbing down the staircase and you see two kundas there, right side, left side, oh, Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. And we have garden here with Kadamba trees. Where it grows, generally Vrindavan. So that is Vrindavan. So Vrindavan forest and the mountain Govardhan. Okay, Yamuna. Okay, you can remember Yamuna. Yamuna is a river. Kundas, so Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. Your choice. Not just assumption. Maybe your consciousness has reached Yamuna. My consciousness goes to Radha Kund, Shyam Kund. Because they are on left and right. Left side one is Shyam Kund. And depends on from where you enter. Generally, we do parikrama like this. And then we come enter in Gopinath temple. There we find Raghunath Das Goswami Samadhi is there. And then through that small gate door, we get down and we see Radha Kund on our right. Shyam Kund there, through that pathway view, Shyam Kund on left. Your choice. Whatever way you see. So that Kaliya Daha becomes Shyam Kund. Is in front of Vrunda Devi's Radha Kund. And that will be. One cannot control the laws of nature, any amount of struggling. One must at least be subject to death, which is ultimate law. Modern scientists may try to overcome laws of material nature. To some extent, they may be successful for some time, not for all time. But at least the ultimate law of material nature, death, that no scientist can ever overcome, as sure as death. So just Prem Netra is describing. Prema Netre Dekhe Tara Swarupa Prakash Gopa Gopi Sangayaha Krishnara Vilas. But with the eyes of love of Godhead, one can see its real identity as the place where Lord Krishna performs his pastimes with the cowherd boys and cowherd girls. Earlier he said material eyes see it as an ordinary place. Dharma chaksha dekhe tara prapanchera sama. But prema naitre dekhe tara swarupa prakash. Difference between dharma chakshus. With these eyes one cannot understand. Manitra. Eyes anointed with the salve of love. Qualities of Gokul he describes in 22nd verse, which is from Brahma Samhita. 5th chapter 29th verse. Chintamani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha Lakshávriteshu surabhira vipalayantu Lakshmi sahasra shata sambrama sevyamanam Govindamadi purusham ham bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. Famous verse. How many of you know this by heart? Not all, only two. Father can memorize. Very important. The purport, long purport, I'll just read out some of the points. Since the quality of passion, or before that, he has described some qualities. Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, states that in Vaikuntha Lok, the material modes of nature represented by the quality of goodness, passion, and ignorance have no influence. The material world, the highest quality is goodness, and the characteristic truthfulness, satya, dhamma, shama, etc. All these qualities are mixed with passion and imperfection. But the qualities in Vaikuntha are a manifestation of God's internal potency, and therefore they are purely spiritual and transcendental with no trace of material infection. So, sattva, pure Siddha Sattva only exists. Since the quality of passion is conspicuous by its absence in the Vaikuntha planets, Nothing there is created, everything there is eternally existent. And because there is no mode of ignorance, there is also no question of annihilation or destruction. Passion ignorance is not there, so passion destruction. All is always there. In the spiritual sky, there is no change because time has no influence. Consequently, the influence of Maya, the total external energy, which induces us to become more and more materialistic and forget our relationship with God, is also absent there. Because they constantly engage in the transcendental service of the Lord, natural to conclude that their senses are also transcendental, the beings over there. For one cannot serve the Lord with material senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti. With the purified senses, one can serve Krishna, who is the master of the senses. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. All the designation, I am this, I am that. I am only Krishna Nityadas. Then senses are purified and Lord is served. So they serve Lord over there in with pure identity. The atmosphere there is self-illuminating. In thus there is no need of sun, moon, fire, electricity, and so on. He who can reach that abode does not come back to the material world with a material body. There is no difference between atheists and faithful in the Vaikuntha planets because all who settle there are freed from the material qualities. And thus Suras and Asuras become equally obedient, loving servitors of the Lord. The residents of Vaikuntha have brilliantly black complexions, much more fascinating and attractive than the dull white and black complexions found in the material world. Their bodies, being spiritual, have no equals in the material world. The beauty of a bright cloud when lightning flashes on it merely hints at their beauty. So sometimes you might have seen in this rainy season, lightning happens, the brightness that is there in this clouds, dark clouds in the sky. This is some hint as to what their beauty is like for us to understand. But still, we cannot get complete idea. For that, you have to go only there. Generally, the inhabitants of Vaikuntha dress in yellow clothing. Their bodies are delicate and attractively built, and their eyes are like the petals of lotus flowers. They go all the way up to ears. Our eyes are so small, hardly 1 inch. There's more than 2 inch. They go all the way to ears. Like Lord Vishnu, residents of Vaikuntha have 4 hands decorated with a conch shell, will, club, and lotus flower. Their chests are beautifully broad and fully decorated with necklaces with a brilliant diamond-like metal surrounded by costly jewels never to be found in the material world. The residents of Vaikuntha are always powerful and effulgent. Some of them have complexions like red coral cat's eyes and lotus flowers, and each of them has earrings and costly jewels. On their heads they wear flowery crowns resembling garlands. In the Vaikuntha there are airplanes, but they make no tumultuous sounds. We can know the plane going in the sky only by sound, that noise rather. But there they make no sounds. Material airplanes are not at all safe. They can fall down and crash at any time. For matter is imperfect in every respect. The airplanes do not fly business executives, these airplanes there. Politicians or planning commissions as passengers or carry cargo or postal bags. These are all unknown here. These planes are for pleasure trips only, and the residents of Vaikuntha fly in them with their heavenly beautiful, fairy-like consorts. Therefore, these airplanes, full of residents of Vaikuntha, both male and female, increase the beauty of the spiritual sky. You cannot imagine only that. Gods of fortune, accompanied by their friends, always create a festive atmosphere of transcendental mirth, always singing the glories of the Lord. They are not silent even for a moment. All the time they are speaking glories of the Lord. The poor materialist is busy making political adjustments on a planet that is most insignificant in God's creation. Say nothing of this planet Earth. The whole universe with innumerable planets throughout the galaxies is comparable to a single mustard seed in a bag full of mustard seeds. So we should seek the life of plain living and high spiritual thinking and thus save ourselves from perpetual materialistic unrest. The velocities of air and light are taken into consideration with material scientists, but he has no information of the velocity of the mind and intelligence. Bestial civilization of eating, sleeping, fearing, and sense gratifying misled modern man into forgetting how powerful a soul he has. Lord Chaitanya appeared with Lord Nityananda to save man from this type of misleading civilization. For the perfect yogi who has attained success in the method of living his body in perfect consciousness, transferring from one planet to another is as easy than ordinary man's walking to the grocery store. Mm. They are spiritual beings. He has simply to desire to leave the material world, both in finer and in grosser forms, and then move the vital force to the topmost part of the skull and leave the body from the hole in the skull called Brahmarandra. This is easy for one perfect in the practice of yoga. How they leave their bodies, yogis. Of course, man is endowed with free will, Brahmapad, occupation of the post of Brahma, and visits Siddhalok, the planets of materialistic perfect materially perfect beings who have full capacities to control gravity, space, and time. To visit these higher planets in the material universe, one need not give up his mind and intelligence, minor matter, but need only give up the grosser matter, material body. If one wants to go from India to Europe, there where the climatic condition is different, one has to change his dress accordingly. Similarly, a complete change of body is necessary if one wants to go to the transcendental abode of Vaikuntha. However, if one wants to go to the higher planets, he can keep his finer dress of mind, intelligence, and ego. Has to leave his gross body, gross dress body made of earth, water, fire, etc. When one goes to the transcendental planet, it is necessary to change both the finer and gross bodies, or one has to reach the spiritual sky completely in a spiritual form. If you have to go to Swargalok and all, we will give up only our gross body, water, air, fire. And intelligence also will remain the same. But in spiritual world, if you have to go, we have to give up our material mind, material intelligence, and material also also. Systematic training of the mind and intelligence is therefore needed so that at the time of death, one may consciously desire a suitable body either on this planet or another material planet, or even a transcendental planet. A civilization that does not consider progressive advancement of the immortal soul merely fosters a bestial life of ignorance. Because the soul goes to a place he desires at the time of death, being his body is forced to accept a position according to his acts in his previous life. Yogis can bring their soul here from Brahmarata, wherever they desire, they can go. And others are just forced to accept body according to their karma. The difference between the materialist and the yogi is that a materialist cannot determine his next body, whereas a yogi can consciously attain a suitable body for enjoyment in the higher planets. Although differently graded as businessmen, lawyers, politicians, professors, judges, coolies, pickpockets, laborers, and so on, materialists all simply engage in eating, sleeping, fearing and sense gratification, and thus spoil their valuable lives, pursuing luxury and neglecting to perfect their lives through spiritual realization. Yogis, however, try to perfect their lives, and therefore the Bhagavad Gita enjoins that everyone should become a yogi. Yoga is the system for linking the soul in the service of the Lord. Only under superior guidance can one practice such yoga in this life without changing his social position. By practicing the art of breath control, he can mix that air with the air that blows all over the universe outside this body. With the help of this universal air, a yogi can travel to any planet and get a body suitable for its atmosphere. The electronic transmission of radio messages example is given. With radio transmitters, sound waves produced at a certain station can travel all over the earth in seconds. But sound is produced from the ethereal sky. And as already explained, subtler than the ethereal sky is the mind, and finer than the mind is the intelligence. Spirit is still finer than the intelligence, and by nature it is completely different from matter. So we can just imagine how quickly the spirit soul can travel through the universal atmosphere. To come to the stage of manipulating finer elements like mind, intelligence, and spirit, it needs appropriate training, an appropriate mode of life, and appropriate association. Such training depends upon sincere prayers, devotional service, achievement of success in mystic perfection, and the successful merging of oneself in the activities of the soul and supersoul. A gross materialist, whether he be an empiric philosopher, a scientist, a psychologist, or whatever, cannot attain such success through blunt efforts and word jugglery. Materialists who perform yajnas or great sacrifices are comparatively better than grosser materialists who do not know anything beyond laboratories and test tubes. In Brahmalok, there is an unlimited number of airplanes that are controlled not by yantra, machine, but by mantra, psychic action. And the beings over there in Brahmalok, they feel sympathy, however, for the suffering living beings who are consumed fire of annihilation. The residents of Brahmalok can attain perfection in three different ways. Virtuous persons who reach Brahmalok by dint of their pious work become masters of various planets after the resurrection of Brahma. Those who have worshipped Garbhodaksha Vishnu are liberated with Brahma, and those who are pure devotees of the personality of Godhead at once push through the covering of the universe and enter the spiritual sky. The destiny of Brahmalok beings. Okay, any question? Some technical subject is there. Hmm.
These can bring their soul here and
Hmm.
so also mentioned Prabhupada condemns that these they wish to go to Brahmalok and they Prabhupada like not appreciate too much. But they
What is your question?
directly go to Vishnu, but they wish to see all the different lokas.
That they may wish, they may not wish. They may want to go to Chandralok directly. But what is your question?
Below the planet.
Then you do that here only in this life. Why to go after living body? See, the devotees who are Krishna's devotees, they don't want to divert their attention here and there. Man mana. Think of me only. So why should they think of so many expansions of the Lord? They are not interested in visiting 108 Divya Desham. In Sri Sampradaya, that is their goal. They have Narayana as their Lord, but our Lord is Krishna. If you read Sri Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there Gop Kumar, when he reaches Dwarka, when he is going to not Dwarka, before that maybe Ayodhya. So when he has to go to meet Krishna because he's Krishna's devotee, but then the discussion happens there that should he go to Jagannath Puri, which is there on the way, then Dwarka. So no, why to waste time? Let he's a devotee of Krishna, let him go there. So it goes straight. Not even Jagannath Puri. So why to Prabhupada says that a devotee of Krishna does not divert his attention to other forms like Ram, Nrsimha, Varaha, Vaman, Kurvam. Sit only on Krishna. Nam Ekam Krishna. He only. So hearing only you are taking darshana. Shrutekshita pantha. Shruta ekshita. You see through hearing. That way there are millions of holy places on planet Earth itself. You can keep going. Every 100 to 100 kilometers around there will be some holy place. So Tirtha Yatra Parishrama Kevala Manera Brahma. Uttam Das Thakur Mahasaya says. One should not wander all the holy places. One should just go with spiritual master. Pranay Bhakati Sange. Puramara Jesa Basthane Korilo Brahmana Range Sesa Basthane Heri Boami Pranay Bhakata Sange. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given. My Lord Gauranga, wherever he went, I will go there, not alone. Pranay Bhakata Sange. If your devotees are going, then we go. With my spiritual master, I went to many of the holy places and stuff. But now he is not going, so why should I bother about it? We go to wherever he takes. That's it. Now he's taking us to Mayapur, we will go to Mayapur. Why to worry about Ananda Padmanabh in Tiruvananthapuram, Tirupati in Tirupati, and Ranganath in Srirangam? Not required. Otherwise, we will be just on our mental plane only. Manorathena sati dhavato bahihi is running in all the holy places. It should not be done. Or Gadadhar Pandit, did he go to Vrindavan? No. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu denied. Srivas Thakur, did he ever visit Vrindavan? No. Even Vrindavan, they did not visit. Not to speak of other. Pancha Tattva. isn't it? Rup Sanatan did not even get much association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, little bit. Jiva Goswami hardly. So ours is service in separation. Don't keep going here, going there, watching this, watching that. Hearing. Hearing is most important. Rather than going here, going there, watching this, watching that, stay where you are. Sthane stitaha shruti gatam tanuvan manobhir. Hear about the glory. Just like we heard from His Grace Vishwarup the last 4 days class. Amazing. Satisfied. Yes.
When we go to spiritual world, our mind with the anger, we get new.
Soul already has. Soul has everything. It's like all in one. Soul has body, soul has senses, soul has mind, soul has intelligence, soul has true ego. Soul is one thing only. Satchidananda soul has everything. So we don't need this material mind, material. It should dissolve even before we leave over this body. Jarayati ashu ya kosham nigharanam yatholbena, like that Lord Kapila says to Mother Devoti. Jarayati ashu. Ashu means quickly by pure devotional service. Ya kosham. This kosh means internal mind, intelligence, false ego. Jarayati. It becomes completely weak and it dissolves. For a pure devotee, gross body is there and soul is there. In between, there is no material mind, material intelligence, material false ego. That is not there. That's why all his senses act in a spiritual way because soul is directly acting through eyes, through nose, through ear, tongue. It's very powerful. For us, it gets contaminated. In between, mind is there. Soul may have pure desire, but then through contaminated mind, then it gets polluted. Yes.
Wherever you are, just here.
Hmm.
It seems to me, at least, like if I'm in yoga, so I feel complacent in my holidays on.
Hmm?
So in my holiday, like
Then
weekends.
you come now, just one wall apart. We have Brahmachari ashram. I can ensure that you will not feel compulsory.
I think I should travel to Kunja Bihari temple so that I don't have any complacent place to lie down and sleep. So that
So come ashram. No need to come also directly in ashram. Just put yourself under the manager. You will make sure you are busy completely. There are millions of services. You will not even be able to sleep in the night. So many services are there. If you wish to accept, if your surrender allows you that, then we have that facility. Yesterday night was Radhashtami. So you could have done backup till late night, 11, 11:30. Your second initiated, you could do tracing 12, 12:30. In the early morning, you can do wake up of the Lord. So for that, you'll have to wake up at 3 o'clock. So hardly you can sleep. You are eating, sleeping, mating, defending. All four can be completely removed. If you are ready. Otherwise, we allow eating, sleeping for our brahmacharis. Not all the time eating, all the time sleeping, but sometime eating, sometimes. It depends on Sangha, whose association you take. Sthane sthita shruti gatam. It's not just be here and be kya karu, kuch hai nahi. Not like that. You hear, you read Prabhupada books. If you're sleepy, you walk and read. You go to terrace, you go in the lawn and tell people, okay, let us read Adi-lila, 5th chapter. Read. And it will be too complex for them. Then explain. Because they don't know. Like that, you can read daily 100 to 100 pages of Prabhupada books minimum. Isn't it? If you wish, where there is a will, there is way. And will comes from association. Sangat sanjayate kama.
material mind comes up.
So, take spiritual mind Prabhupada is offering. Or take association of some devotee, Vapu association. Vani is not enough for you. Take Vapu association. Go to devotee, read with him, sing with him, go out for Ajnam Sankirtan, book distribution. Now this Vadra Sarvadesham will be ecstatic if you become his constant companion for these 7 days. One Bhagavatam set lifting, you will be And he will say, no, bro, five have to be carried. And you'll be wondering, why? I'll go underground. So, lot of scope is there if you wish to. Choice is yours. Krishna gives us complacency or what do you call active services based on your desire. In the night, if you go inside and say, no, I want to do backup, will they say, no, no, get lost? Will be ecstatic. Today morning, our Bhakti Guru slept late in the night. He was not able to get up, but from the because he is coordinator for that backup and all. So he was telling Sudhamana Prabhu, 4:35 devotees have to come. I have told that devotee, but he was sleeping only, but through that also he is guiding. He is not able to get up because he slept late. He is telling 4:35, make sure some backup, some that person comes. If he doesn't come, then tell some grasta. Sudhamana Prabhu was rushing for getting ready. If you desire, you can be in active zone, isn't it? That is cozy zone, stress zone, and panic zone. It depends on what is your desire. You can keep yourself in any of the three. Stress zone is recommended, that's in goodness. Cozy zone is in ignorance, and panic zone is in passion. So it should be in the stretch zone, that is in the mode of goodness. So if you don't have goodness, take association of those who are in the mode of goodness. Wherever you are, whether in passion or in ignorance, these are the two sides of the goodness. This side is ignorance, that side is passion. If you are associating with the goodness who is in the middle, wherever you are, he will pull you with his left hand or right hand. And he will bring you to the mode of goodness minimum. Yes. Anything?
So, here you said that Lord Nityananda is Balaram is original Sri Krishna. Then again in that quadruple, here it is said that he is known as Sankarshan in the midst of that Chaturveda. So how this
He only explains, no, Balram only is Sankarshan. The Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, no? So Vasudev is Krishna. Balram is then Sankarshan.
quadruple that Sankarshan is more Sankarshan.
No, Mool Sankarshan is Balram.
Balaram.
He is Maha Sankarshan. That will come, I think. Ahead also it will come. Balram alone is called as Mool Sankarshan. Yes.
Well, simply practice for our
In pure devotional service, you don't even desire going back to Godhead. That is also not exactly contamination. Here also you can experience Krishna is with us. Ashlishava padaratam pinashtumam. You kick me or you embrace me. Maro bira kovi jo icha amar kumar. Nityadasa prati tuva adhika. You have the right. Hand over, no? Sharanagati. Krishna is my maintainer. Why to have that anxiety? बहुत हो गया. Some people want to be here and enjoy like anything. And suppose fed up with this, I want to get rid. So let us not be having karmi or jnani mentality. Let us have pure devotees consciousness. Whatever Krishna. No, we are in the yesterday, the last 4 5 days we had nice Radhashtami celebration. Was there any problem? What is the problem in being in the material world? That's not pure devotee.
Are we talking about pure devotee? Pure devotee also experience some separation from Krishna. He is not happy away from Krishna.
He is happy. Separation is the source of all happiness. Ours is service in separation. Service in separation. Vipralamba. Of the Sambhog and Vipralamba, which is glorified? Vipralamba. That doesn't mean Sambhog is problem. Golok Vrindavan also Madhukanta, Snigdakanta are telling pastime. Nanda Maharaj is hearing that the whole pastime, what happened on earth, and then Krishna is within the coils of Kaliya and then is trying to come out and Kaliya is tightening the grip. All so much separation he feels, Nanda Maharaj. And then he is crying and ultimately that pastime goes on, but then Krishna And then at the end, they have to tell Madhukantans, oh my dear Nanda Maharaj, Yashodamai, that Krishna which was within, who was within the coils of Kaliya, is sitting next to you. That was on Bhulok. This is Golok. He's there. He's your son. Next sentence. Here, huh? They are so absorbed in Katha, and in the Katha they are separated from Krishna. Krishna is in the midst of uh, Yamuna. So there also, in one sense, Vipralamba only is relished. So don't worry. Completely. Pratipadam, faith, Shraddha means that seven characteristics of holy name, seven benefits. You are convinced of. One of them is Pratipadam Purnamba. Every step you are enjoying life. So if you have faith, Ado Shraddha, which is perfection of your faith stage I am talking, not about sadhu sang. Forget that. Faith. Faith means static at every moment. Pratipadam Purnamruta Aswadanam. This is faith. Then in sadhu sang, what happens? When you are chanting with devotee, then you understand what a lowly fallen person Krishna. You have invested all the energies in your holy name. Amna Makari Bodha, but I am so unfortunate. I have not developed any test only. Just see this sadhu, how nicely chant. So see this Prabhu also, and this Maharaj, this Mataji, everybody chanting. I am so lowly. Igrusham Nanuraga. So this is sadhu sang. And bhajana kriya means four characteristics. Tolerance, always respecting others, not expecting any respect. And anartha nivritti means na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. You don't have absolutely any attraction to wealth, women, and followers. You are ecstatic without all these three. Highly ecstatic. No wealth, you are supremely ecstatic. No followers, you are ecstatic. And no, what remains? No money. Which remain? Or no women? No women. Because all know only, so that knowledge is also not there. What? No. What is the next? No. Okay, women remains. Okay. Because that anyway, no only. Like if I have to tell someone what all I don't have car, I don't have bungalow, and what else I don't have? I don't know only because I don't know only those objects. There is no consideration only. One who is after many other things is, Hari, you don't have ATM card, you don't have bank balance, you don't have green card or whatever, bank balance. So because he has many wants, so he will know what all he doesn't have. Because we don't want only anything. We don't even know what we don't want. So be ecstatic. So see, our faith is so weak that we have not developed faith in the seven benefits of chanting the holy name. Pratipadam Purnamrtasam. We have faith, you are ecstatic. Yeah, health may be bad, sleep may come in japa, still you can stand up and chant. Sleep comes doesn't mean that you have to sleep only. That is not the only option. There are millions of options to be ecstatic when sleep comes. In fact, that is very nice because you can condemn yourself, you can criticize what a low fallen person I am. And I can take shelter. I am most fallen, so I need shelter the most. Yesterday I was crying to Radharani, I am so fallen. I do nothing, I am not even going for Abhishek. That's use of my Brahmin initiation. I'm not going to fast. It's not grains, but still. So then night she gave opportunity. Okay, you lead Kirtan. Okay. So static life. Why are you frustrated? Chant Hare Krishna and be happy. You are not chanting Hare Krishna. That's why you are not happy. Janmani Shware. What is the use of saying that every morning? And at that too, I hold mic also. If I think, okay, no question. After this life, no, not want to go back to. Then my leading that Shiksha Stakam, I'm a disgrace then. You have to come to that platform. If anarthas are gone, Janam Sundari, then you are ecstatic. What's the problem? Prabhupada would say quite often, what is the difficulty? Read that book. Nice was written. Satsaruddha Goswami Maharaj or no. Our this Prabhu, Not Bhurijanto. Shrutakirti Prabhu. He has written. What is the difficulty? Huh? Book's name. Shrutakirti Prabhu has written because he heard from Prabhupada's mouth this statement quite often. Once he, in the loud kirtan, jam-packed hall, and suddenly Prem Dhwani, Jai Om Vishnu, the kirtan ended, so he ended the whole thing. So then what happened? So when he paid Panchang Pranam, I think Ashtang Pranam facility was not there because jam-packed. He paid. So his buttocks were on the head of some devotee who was paying Panchang. So he tolerated it as long as it was all over. Jai, Jai, Jai. As soon as that whole thing got over, he got up. So he got up, so he lifted his head up. His buttocks were just above his head only. Third, he got thrown. So he jumped. So the Prabhu was thrown next to Prabhupada. Prabhupada was sitting there. So he came very close to Prabhupada's lap only. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, what is the difficulty? And how to explain what is the difficulty? that devotee had tolerance to accept my buttocks on his head till Prem Dhwani, but as soon as that got over, he could not tolerate. He threw me up and I got thrown forward. I came to your lotus feet. So that I told you one instance when Prabhupada said, what is the difficulty? But in that book, he explained any more, which I don't remember now. I will also read that book eventually. What is the difficulty? When Prabhupada says that what is the difficulty, that means there is no difficulty. Difficulty is only because of your mental platform, your mental concoction. All your sukha dukkha is because of your mental concoction only. Sukh is also because of your mental concoction, and distress is also because of your mental concoction. He says that, what is that, 2.55? Rajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmannevatmana tushtas Sthita pragya studachyate. One whose intelligence is fixed, steady. Sthita pragya. The intelligence is fixed. What are the symptoms? Atmanne tva manastushta. He is situated in himself and is happy. Atmanne vatmana tushta. Satisfied. And why? Because prajahati yada kaman. He has given up all varieties of desires. And how the desires originate? Sarvan partha manogatan. All desires originate from mental concoction. All these dukkha and everything. It's your mental concoction. Isn't it? Like gulab jamun you like the most, so you are happy. But the dead body of your very close relative is lying next to you. 10,000 gulab jamuns are kept next to you. You will not even want to look at them. Forget about picking one and eating. Yes or not? So how when without the dead body of your relative, you are happy to see gulab jamun, and with the dead body of your relative, you are not even interested in looking. It's all your mental state. You understand? Mind is completely in distress with the death of somebody, so you are not able to relish it now. It all depends. The pure devotee is not worried about his sukha and dukkha. He is worried only about Krishna's happiness. How to make Krishna happy. So let us practice Krishna consciousness sincerely and make advancement to the level wherein we are happy. What's the problem? We are in ISKCON at the lotus feet of Prabhupada. I have been initiated by my Guru. Guru Vani I am hearing, but are relishable. And externally also so many manifestations, so many representatives like Vishnu Prabhu came. And it is such a nectar. Morning I was called to give him send off. I thanked him. I said, thank you Prabhu. We are drowning in Krishna Prem Ras. Very happy. I don't know by which Sukruti, Gyat or Agyat, we got you. And we are fortunate to have you for Balram Purnima also. And this is now, he was sitting in the car. He said, so I said, this is the beginning of your next arrival, Prabhu. Looking forward to your next visit. Come soon. Like that. Like ecstatic. What's the problem? As far as rains, heat, cold, some physical sickness, some problem in your body, mind, and that will continue. But if you are not on that platform, if you are on soul platform, you are ecstatic. Isn't it? Read that 2.55 to 2.72. What he says. And he says, Yadvat Kama Pravishanti Yadvat Samudramapam. So many millions of rivers keep coming in the ocean, but ocean is undisturbed. So we have to be oceanic. When you are Krishna conscious, you see Krishna everywhere. So your consciousness is all pervading. Everywhere you see Krishna only. So it doesn't matter only to you. What happiness, distress, sukh, dukh, heat, cold. Because of the heat, there will be sweat coming through body. Because of the cold, the hair may stand on end. You don't realize when the sweat came and when the hair stood on end. Because so six Goswamis, they were sweating because they were in the hot summer of North India, Vrindavan, quite hot. Temperature goes to quite high, 48, 49 kind of. And same Vrindavan in winter goes terribly cold, 4 degree, 3 degree, really cold. If you are walking barefoot on the land of Vrindavan, winter season, whole cold passes through your legs, through the bones, all the way to your spinal cord and all. It's like, standing on slab of ice. Like that it is. You have experience? I have experience. Because in Vrindavan we don't wear shoes and all. No? So I had been walking, and then one brahmachari senior told me, "Hey Prabhu, how can you walk like this? Very deadly. I will give you shoe, wear chappal, and in temple hall also wear socks. If you don't have, I will give you socks." So very cool. So Shad Goswamis were staying there and experiencing. They were not experiencing that. They were experiencing Krishna Kirtana, Ananartana. And the body was showing the effect of sweat, hair standing on end, whether it's summer or winter season, respectively. Completely different world. So we have to learn absorption in bhakti. Absorption is that quality by which you don't perceive heat, cold, sukha, dukkha, and all that. You don't just realize only. People have absorption in material life. Get absorbed. That who was that? Dhanurdas. He was fanning that Hemamba, whose eyes were so attractive for him that he forgot the whole Ranganath procession with such loud noise, loud kirtan sound. We would not detect it because of absorption. That arrow maker, 11th canto, one of the 24 gurus for Avanti Brahman. He was so absorbed in sharpening the tip of the arrow, so much absorbed. The whole procession of the king passed by. 15, 20 minutes. He did not understand only. After the whole thing, somebody came, he was still sharpening. Said, "Did you see what? King passed by. Really? With all the procession, so much sound and all." "Oh no, I don't know." "How don't you know?" That is called absorption. And bhakti ideally is absorption. So to the degree you are absorbed in performing bhakti, you don't perceive any problem only. There's no problem only. Vishwam Purana Sukhayate. This is Sukhalayam. If you are absorbed. And if not, then it is Dukhalayam. If you are following Krishna's principles, Sukhalayam. If not, then it is Dukhalayam. Rakshashati Tisha. So full faith should be there. Krishna will protect me. Krishna is my maintainer. 6 symptoms of surrender. Morning we read. He says, Shadavida Sharanagati, Shadanga Sharanagati, Hoibe Jahar, Ahara Pratana Sune, Sri Nanda Kumar. When you surrender to Krishna, the 6 symptoms are the sign of that. That he accepts only favorable things to Krishna Manda, unfavorable things he rejects. He has full confidence that Krishna will definitely protect me. And in general, Krishna is my maintainer. And he fully surrendered to Krishna. Humility. 6 symptoms of surrender. Anybody who is fully surrendered to Krishna, his pratana Krishna is always, and his pratana is what? Give me more service. That means our Hari Guru Vaishnavas. Not that I want to go to back to other. No, here, there, what is the difference? For pure duty, only one problem. He has unlimited desire to serve, and body poses limitations. So that struggle goes on for him, and when it becomes too intense, his desire is so strong and so unlimitedly big, body creates so much problem, then Krishna feels okay. let him be out of that body. So Krishna takes him out of that body. He doesn't even desire to be out of that body. But at least sometimes you have seen they are dying, and sometimes they are under a lot of problem. So they desire, अरे भगवान जल्दी से ले लो ये शरीर से बाहर, कितना तकलीफ है. So they desire, but pure devotee does not desire. For him, he doesn't perceive that. Only problem is not physical, not that the body is giving a lot of suffering, that's why he wants to be out of that body. He has unlimited desire in his mind, and with that body is not fit for rendering so much service, especially in that old age. So Krishna feels compassion. Okay, he requires fresh body, new body, and spiritual body. So I'll take him back to body. So Krishna takes him. Pure devotee doesn't desire. Okay. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गो प्रेमानंद. हरे कृष्ण.